Now, we've been joined by a very special guest, someone who went through being someone really interesting in the media to becoming a role model. There was quite a lot happening that she was, being talked about for, but currently she's championing projects and organizing free seminars to inspire change.
Yeah, she's a really special person. Sunmbo Adeoye is here. Tell us all about her journey and, of course, the projects that she's working on, impacting youth all around the city of Lagos, all around Nigeria. And she's doing quite a bit.
Yeah, so it's been quite a journey. First of all, as an entrepreneur, let's talk about that aspect and then how that became an empowerment movement.
Okay, thank you, Titi, and thank you, Yomi, for having me. It's something that started off out of my ceaseless desires to just pursue my vision, pursue my passion. After over a decade of active service in the banking industry, I just sought the need for something more productive. It was more about being a solution provider and stop doing the routine thing that I was used to. And so I pulled out, and then I started the events planning management outfits, which I called ESOB events. And up until like a year, I wasn't making profit, but I was finding fulfillment till I, put in for the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Women Scholarship, and I was picked as one of the scholars. And I haven't gone through that rigorous training, access to free mentorship, business clinic. I saw the fact that I could actually do this and make profit. And so when I decided to put into practice all that I learned at EDC Pan-Atlantic University, I started making profit and I was happy. And then I thought about all the women that could do excellently well if only they knew how to, maybe enter the market with a little bit of mentorship, a little bit of business clinic. And, I just decided to pay it forward. And that was what gave rise to the Inspiring Change Initiative.
So it was almost like you not waiting till you were successful for another 10 years or another 20 years. Because typically, people that are young as you are not doing as much as you are doing.
Exactly.
Typically, it would be, okay, I made so much money, so now let me give back. So you said you were paying it forward.
I didn't wait till I had to make a lot of money. I just had this burning desire to just pay it forward. I knew that, I'd seen businesses crumble after 2 years. In fact, some would even crumble before 2 years. They call it the teething period. A lot of them crumble because of the fear. Some just see a little bit of each and then they want to, withdraw from it. So, we saw case studies in class and I just felt, no, if only people outside there have access to this information, they could actually grow their business, they could scale up and then, we could have more female entrepreneurs, taking over the entrepreneurial space.
Well, that's amazing.
Okay.
That's amazing.
So the fact that you're a mom, you've been a mom for quite a bit, for different reasons that we're not going to exactly mention. But it must have been difficult being able to balance being a mom and also going into business and then coming along this journey. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Well, my first son is 14.
Wow, that's amazing.
And all my children were like my motivation. When I pulled out of banking, my son was about turning 5, and I was starting up as an event planner. This is not a product, it's not like something you can show, touch and feel. You have to actually experience it. So I needed someone to just give me that first opportunity to actually show what I could do. But then it wasn't coming, so I had to use my children as, my first client. So my son was turning 5. I'd resigned from banking. I didn't have that much, huge budgets to put up a beautiful party or a big party. And so I sought the need to do a class party. And that was like my biggest break because while in banking, we don't have time to actually do that. We just pay for cake and just take it to school, do the goodie bags. And so I asked my son, I said, what's your favorite character? And he goes, Barney, mommy. And I said, how would you feel if Barney comes to class?
Okay.
He was like, I'm going to be so excited. I said, okay. Barney is going to come on your birthday. And he was so excited. So I took permission from the school. You know how it is with mascots, the whole school is going to go. And so they gave me this time. It was 15 minutes, and I maximized it. I went with a cameraman, photographer, and we put up together a beautiful class party. Just few children. Everybody was excited, but I did something quite strategic. I put in my flyer. My son was born in January, by the way. So I put in a flyer into his goodie bag. And so by the time they got the goodie bag to their homes, and they kept saying they want Nino had a class party. Nino had a class party. I want my party to be like Nino's party.
So
I
parents
was
started
booked.
calling you too.
Yes, I was booked every month of the year.
That's amazing.
When my colleagues in banking, that's why I'm really grateful for that network. When they call me and say, it's my son's birthday, I don't have time, I don't have money, I say, why don't we put up a beautiful class party? And so I started doing class parties before I did the elaborate ones with thousands of...
That's absolutely amazing. Very strategic as well. So I'm sure you
so they were my
motivation.
motivation, really. I never... Without them, I don't think I would have taught in that direction. So I'm grateful to God for my children.
That's amazing. So let's talk about. I mean, recently you graduated 200 undergraduates in Agege.
Yes.
Number one, why the choice of Agege? And number two, what was talk to us about the kind of impact you made in the lives of these young people?
Oh, wow, it's been amazing. You know, sometimes because of lack of funding and partnership from corporate bodies, you really want to stop doing it. But when my team and I just see the results, the amazing success stories from attendees and people who are beneficiaries, we just want to go. We just want to do more, you know. We've had cases of Adeoye Oreolua of Irede Foods talk about, she came for the conference, she was inspired to go and put in for a BOI loan, interest-free, in millions. Wow. For a business of crayfish that started with about 2,250 naira. Wow. And she got the loan interest-free in millions. All she needed was just a push. So she came for the conference, and I mean, she heard me speak, and then she just saw the need to go for it, and then she did. She got it in millions. Today, the business has scaled up. You know, they have a factory, they have, they can boast of 6 staff, and they are able to deliver, you know, export this crayfish outside of. And then there's another person, Titi Layo Ayodele. There's so many amazing stories. She had registered her business for 10 years. The business has been growing for 10 years, but it was crawling. When she came, we talked about leveraging on social media and pushing your business out there deliberately. She did it, and in 1 month, she recorded, mind-blowing results. And then for the 200 undergrads that were able to register for skill acquisition, one of my main goals for this year is to ensure that I increase the capacity of women in my community. And I live in Agege. I mean, I'm privileged to be the wife of a pastor in Agege. We pastor in Agege, Royalty Christian Center, where God is grooming people for greatness. And so there's no point starting from VI. What about, you know, charity, they say, begins from home. So I decided to just start from Agege and then increase the capacity of the women around me, because I feel once they're empowered, the lives of their children would change, the lives of their brothers and sisters.
Amen to
the whole Agege community would be better.
Amen.
So it's Agege
Feel
to the
that
world.
passion coming from you.
She just keeps going and going and going. The energy is there. It's really positive energy.
Honestly, I mean, that's like my biggest trophy in the world. I don't think money can buy that. In as much as we need funding, but the fact that these people are yearning to be successful. And I just keep training myself to ensure that I have the technical know-how and enough knowledge to be able to pass down to them.
You know what? Your passion cannot be matched right now, but we can try and maybe feed that passion with Chef Yabe's meal in the kitchen right now. Yes, please.
So you're going to join us
in the kitchen.
All right.
this way,
Thank you.
please.
Yeah.